We welcome in head coach Josh McDaniels, first coach, the bye week.
Yep.
How was it for you and your family?
It was good. I got a chance to see my son play football and be a dad for a couple of days. So that's always a good respite for us during the course of the season. And I think our guys took advantage of the time away, and now we're refreshed and recharged and ready to roll.
Excellent. Well, one thing about your son and going back, what is that like? Because you've been in a bubble since you got hired. Everybody knows you have a family, and to have that moment, that must have been special.
Yeah, it was. It was senior night for him, and to have the ability to be there and just go through that. I remember when I was a senior in high school, it was an important day for me, and I think he really relished the opportunity to play in front of his dad, and it was a great night. Got a victory, and you're a little bit more nervous as a parent, because you don't have any control on what's going on out there. As a coach, at least you can make a decision or make a call. As a dad, you're just kind of at the mercy of what happens. But it was a great night for everybody.
So how'd the team come back after bye week? Because it's interesting. Some veterans can go home. Devontae went to Fresno State, had his number retired. Some people stay back. What's that like?
Yeah. The facility was obviously available to them if they wanted it. I had some guys here getting treated. We talked about the health of the team being obviously critical. Coming off the bye, you're going to have 12 straight games, so we know this is going to be a long stretch for us. I thought our guys put in a lot of work, the guys that had some bumps and bruises after Kansas City. And I think we're as healthy as we can be right now going forward, which is a good thing. And they have great energy, great attitude, excited about this opportunity to kind of start fresh after the bye. And we've learned a lot about ourselves for the first 5 weeks, and now it's time to see how we can actually make some progress.
You commented earlier this week on Nate Hobbs as he's on short-term IR. The significance of that loss. He's a hybrid player. He does a lot for you.
Yeah, Nate plays a lot of roles, and he brings a physicality and an aggression to our defense that. He's a really good player. And so, I don't think you're going to replace him with one guy. Between Amik and Rock and Anthony, hopefully having an opportunity to come back off of IR would be timely for us. But, we'll miss his presence when he's not there. We'll look forward to when we get him back.
That room in general, you're confident with, because it's been a next guy up all year long at some critical positions. Now it's their turn.
Yeah, we've had a lot of guys play, and Sam Webb has come along as a rookie, and Javelin Guidry and Roby have been active and available to us too. So, look, we don't get any passes here. Everybody goes through this. It's not unique to the Raiders. We've had some injuries in that position, and guys have stepped up and played their roles. And whatever we have to do schematically to accommodate for those things going forward, then we'll have to do that as a staff.
All right, we get into the Texans. They've given up only 99 points, top 5 in that category, 19.8 points a game. And, Coach, it just looks like this is a classic bend, don't break defense. They keep you in the 20s, and then they have a good red zone defense.
Yeah, Lovey has always done a great job of this. He waits for you to flinch. They don't take a lot of unnecessary risks. They play very sound scheme. They play very hard. They're difficult to block. They do a lot of stunting and moving. Talk to our team about this isn't a big blitz game, because that's not how they create negative plays. They create negative plays by moving the front. And that's where the complexity of Lovie Smith's defense comes in. And they're gonna continue to call their stuff, which is not 10 different things. They're only going to call a few different things, but they're going to move that front and try to get you in a 3rd and long, and then play good 3rd down defense, or make you drive it all the way through the red zone. And as you mentioned, they've been very productive down there. So we're going to need to be disciplined. It's a different style that we're going to play up front here. We had a really good day in pads yesterday. We needed it, because to get acclimated to this, if you don't do it during the week of practice, it'll be halftime before you do it on the game. So it'll be a unique challenge for us.
Very interesting to me as the league has evolved, and you've been a big part of it in the passing game. Sounds like this is an old school smash mouth team.
Yeah.
And you know what they're doing. They have an idea, and you're going to have to win this game at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they don't mind saying it either.
Yeah.
They've talked about being a ground and pound offense that's going to take some chances and throw some shots in there also. But they want to play physical. They want to win the line of scrimmage. They don't want to allow you to run the football freely. And they want to definitely control the game with their back. Their young back's doing a really good job, and they give them a lot of space to run. So we're going to have our hands full. We've done a decent job in the running game here lately on both sides of the ball. that will be a big point of emphasis for our team.
Let's stay with that. And Josh Jacobs and the rest of that room, a lot of depth there. What was their bye week like, especially Josh, who's been running really hard the last couple of games?
Yep. He was here, did a good job of – he's fresh, you know what I mean? And that's hard to say after as much work as he's had the last few weeks. So the bye week's probably timely for him. Feels good. And we need to keep him that way, you know. So our backs, you know, we've taken a lot of backs to the game, and we'll probably sprinkle a few more of those in as we go through the season, you know, just so we can kind of manage Josh as we go. But I think he's done a tremendous job off the field of doing the things necessary to be the lead back and to continue to carry that burden. So very pleased with him, not only on the field, but what he's doing off the field.
Knowing Houston's scheme with their defense, how optimistic are you for Devontae, Derek, the offense to get going especially?
It'll be interesting to see if they change as much as some of the defenses we've played. Historically, that has not been what they've done. They play their handful of things, and they just try to play it really well, and they usually do. Right. And so, you know, look, we've talked about needing to play a disciplined game. Patience is a really important word for us this week. The minute you start to get impatient and you want more to happen than what they're giving up is when they create a turnover, you hold the ball a little longer than you want to, and they get a strip sack, or you try to force it into coverage, and they get their hands on a lot of footballs. This secondary does when quarterbacks do that. So patience is going to be most important for us. If we get a few opportunities down the field, then we'll try to take advantage of those. But we're going to need to do a good job of continuing to take positive plays.
Let's wrap up the football with your offensive line and the first quarter of the season and what you're thinking, especially now feeling like you have the rotation you want.
Yeah, I think they've really done a good job of gelling as we had to manage some injuries and some guys coming in and out of the lineup. You know, we had some things happen in training camp. Then we had Andre's concussion in the first game of the season. Dylan's played all three spots inside as a rookie, which has been very impressive for us. But I think we're kind of settling in on where we're at right now. The rotation at right tackle has been fine. Both guys have earned the right to continue to try to play at that spot, and I think we're getting really stellar play from Colton Miller. Then the three guys inside are really learning how to communicate and work well together, and we're going to need those guys to continue to play well so that we can churn out first downs on the ground and protect Derek.
We started talking about family. Now you're playing Houston, and there's a connection there. Plus some long-term friends of yours over there. So what's that like?
Definitely. You know a lot of people in that organization, and Nick and that group has done a really good job of trying to put some really important pieces together. It's always an interesting challenge when you coach against a family member. So I've got a lot of respect for my brother Ben and what he's doing and what his career has kind of taken shape here. And it'll be exciting for our family. My mom and dad hate this, which I understand the situation that they're in, but I think they'll be in silver and black this weekend.
Awesome. And finally, you're back home. What's your message to the Raider Nation?
Yeah, it's they've been great to us, and now we got to reciprocate. You know what I mean? We got to start producing on the football field, and we won our last home game, and we got to start picking up a little steam and momentum here. The guys are working tremendously hard. There's no shortcut of effort here. And I think they'll see that on Sunday.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you very much.